action.
So some of you may have seen these harnesses around the shelter hanging on the outside of doors of kennels of dogs we've fitted them to. And they are different than most harnesses you'll see. This is an easy walk, like a no-pull harness. It's great for dogs who are strong pullers even when pressure is off their neck, because the clip goes on the front. And so when the dog pulls with all their might and you're holding the leash with tension, it turns their body sideways, and to walk they have to crab walk. And because that isn't fun, that's not getting them where they want to go, it's easy for them to relearn how to properly walk. It's going to give you full control of the dog's body, so great for reactive dogs because you can readjust without just turning their head. But some people can find them confusing. So to orient you to the harness, most important thing that you need to know is you'll always have two same colored straps and one differently colored strap. The only strap that ever needs to be buckled and unbuckled is the differently colored strap. This is the one that goes underneath their belly, and the front clipping for your leash, just like a martingale, it has that cinching mechanism. This goes on their chest. So if I'm the dog, this goes over my head, clip on the chest, and the one that is unsnapped is the one that goes under the belly. That's the only one that ever needs to be unsnapped. So if you're going to put this on a dog and you grab it off their kennel and the differently colored strap is clipped and a different one of these is unclipped, I highly suggest resetting it before you go in, before you get the dog out, so that it is ready to go. It's the most seamless as possible. Obviously with a harness, you're gonna need to clip leash. Before I do anything with the dog, again, least steps, least frustration, least struggle, clip your clip leash to the loop on the harness before you even put it on the dog. That way, when it's on them, you're not then also trying to grab it and clip. It's just one extra thing that you don't have to do. Caribou?
He is a cat.
You're very funny. Come here. So, there's multiple steps. They can go in multiple parts. If the dog is aroused, excited, can only focus for a few seconds, get it over their head, give them a break, give them a breather, let them wander off, recall their attention, go to the next step. Some dogs will be great, super compliant. I think Caribou is going to do excellent for us. Some dogs are really going to struggle, and what we want is structure for them. We want them to learn, I need to do this, and if I do this, I get this. And the more consistent we are, the less struggle, the less frustration there is, and the more clear it is for them, the more successful we're gonna be, and the better habits we're gonna create. Because not only does this let us handle the dogs more efficiently in the shelter, but this is a skill we can send them home with to an adopter. It makes them more approachable, it makes adopters more confident taking them, and if we can do something to improve them, help them while they're in the shelter, which is hopefully the worst time of their life, and everything is better after that, then let's do that. Come here.
He stole the show.
Same as the leash harness, unless you're doing a kennel routine with a dog, which you have become super familiar with and you are comfortable with, I highly suggest, I called you too soon. I highly suggest if you're gonna go into the kennel, or if you're gonna get the dog out on a slip lead, go to an interaction room so you can put it on in a neutral space where they're not anticipating coming out, they're crazy, excited, they're hard to focus. Grab the harness off the door, slip this just over your shoulder. You can even throw the handle like through this gap here so it's not dragging. That way your hands are free, you have them on a slip lead, you're getting them to wherever you wanna put the harness on, and you're not fighting and holding and they're stepping on it, it's crazy. So, first step, you're gonna ask for a sit. If the dog doesn't know sit, 4 on the floor is fine. Now, you're going to hold the treat on the outside of the harness and thread their head through it. Perfect. Now, some dogs, he's a perfect baby angel. That's fine. He's still sitting here, he's waiting for his next treat, he's ready for the next step. Sometimes at this point, the dog's like, oh yeah, I'm so psyched. And they get kind of wild. Let them go. Give them 5 seconds, call them back, and reset. Now, again, most important thing, do not lean directly over the dog's head like this. If they jump up, if they're excited, they don't know what you're doing, you're getting smacked in the face. You cannot move fast enough to get away from them, and it's way more intimidating. So make sure that your body is parallel to the dog. This will give you the option to turn away. It's less pressure on them. It makes them feel less intimidated. You are gonna have to be up. Come here. Sitting is just fine, but standing works too. Sit. Crumble the treats. Use a handful if you need to. Sit. You've been such a good helper. Come here. Come here. Sit. Crumble them to the side so he's distracted. Come here. I know, your threshold is down. Here, you can have a treat just for being here. Okay. Just as I go. It's on the wrong side. Okay. So treats on the side. You're going to hand the other side, the other flap of the strap to yourself on the other side. Instead of trying to grab underneath this side and grab it, grab the strap on this hand, keep your arms wide, and hand it to yourself. He's eating the treats. I've got the strap, handing it to myself, and all you have to do is clip. Now, sometimes you might get hand to the strap, but you might fumble with getting it clipped. If the dog starts to struggle, they're getting wild, let him go. Take a breather, come back, reset. It can take you 5 minutes to do it. It can take you 30 seconds to do it. It depends on the dog, depends on how comfortable you are with the tools, and a billion other variables that we can't control. So take your time, practice doing it right, practice doing it in the least frustrating way. Now, once it's on him, it's clipped to his harness because we pre-did that, but we want it clipped to his collar as well because that is going to give us extra insurance. If the harness isn't fitted properly, if it fails, we still have him on his collar, we're not worried. And the benefit of having it clipped on his harness already is like this. If the dog is running away, they're distracted, whatever, if you step on it, you can keep them close to you. So if you just pull this up, we're gonna clip it straight to the martingale collar. And we're double clipped. To reset, do the exact opposite of what you've done. Come here. I know, you've been such a good little model. Sit is fine, 4 on the floor is fine. This is not ideal, but we'll take it. Treats to the side. If you can unclip from the collar. Treats to the side. Unclip this here. As soon as that's unclipped, this is gonna come right over his head. You're done.